दो देशों के बीच आपसी सामंजस्य फिल्मों के माध्यम से बढ़ाने के लिए नोएडा स्थित मारवा स्टूडियो में फेस्टिवल ऑफ फिल्म्स फ्रॉम क्यूबा कार्यक्रम का आयोजन किया गया। द्वीप प्रज्वलन के साथ कार्यक्रम की शुरुआत की गई। कार्यक्रम में देश विदेश से अतिथिगण ने अपनी उपस्थिति दर्ज कराई। इनमें अलेजांद्रो सिमकस मारिन, क्यूबा के राजदूत, संदीप मारवा, संस्थापक ICMEI और AAFT, और डॉक्टर अजय कुमार, कार्यकारी निदेशक शैक्षणिक AAFT मौजूद रहे। कार्यक्रम में उपस्थित अतिथिगण को भगवत गीता भेंट कर उनका स्वागत किया गया। ICMEI के संस्थापक डॉक्टर संदीप मारवा ने कार्यक्रम में उपस्थित सभी लोगों का शुक्रिया अदा किया और कहा कि याद करने के लिए सिनेमा बहुत अच्छी किताब है। सभी देशों की फिल्मों के आदान प्रदान और प्रदर्शन विश्व मानव की समस्या से परिचित होकर समृद्धि और शांति का मार्ग ढूंढते हैं। सिनेमा राष्ट्रीय एकता तथा भावनात्मक एकता को बढ़ाने में सहायक सिद्ध होते हैं। क्यूबा के राजदूत एलेजांद्रो सिमकस मारिन ने कहा, सिनेमा के माध्यम से हम दो देशों के रिश्तों को मजबूत बना सकते हैं। सिनेमा के माध्यम से कला, अभिनय, संगीत, विज्ञान आदि की शिक्षा भी प्रभावी रूप में दी जा सकती है। कार्यक्रम में प्रश्न उत्तर का सत्र भी रखा गया, जिसमें कई लोगों ने क्यूबा और क्यूबा की फिल्मों के बारे में अतिथिगण से प्रश्न किए और प्रश्नों के जवाब पाए। कार्यक्रम में क्यूबा के राजदूत को संदीप मारवा द्वारा मोमेंटो दिया गया और क्यूबा के राजदूत द्वारा इंडो क्यूबा फिल्म एंड कल्चरल फोरम ICMEI के संस्थापक डॉक्टर संदीप मारवा को देकर सम्मानित किया गया। कार्यक्रम में क्यूबा की फिल्म इनोसेंस की स्क्रीनिंग की गई, जो कि सच्ची घटना पर आधारित फिल्म है। कार्यक्रम के अंत में डॉक्टर अजय कुमार, कार्यकारी निदेशक शैक्षणिक AAFT द्वारा उपस्थित अतिथिगण और स्टूडेंट्स का धन्यवाद किया गया।
It's a really wonderful event. I am very pleased to be here. It's a great opportunity to give the possibility to the students to know about the Cuban culture, to know about the Cuban cinema, but the most important to know about the Cuban history, the Cuban tradition, and to get closer the Cuban and Indian people. I think it's a great opportunity, and we have gratitude for the institution, for Dr. Sandeep Marwa for this opportunity. So I am really pleased to be here.
What message will you give for students who want to join films?
What I can say to them? Oh, that would be wonderful, because the films, the movies will give them, in my opinion, in my modest opinion, the capacity not only to tell stories, but also to transmit very important messages of culture, human values, the values about our countries, about our homelands, and this is very important. The capacity of the movie to create a consciousness and to improve the life, the consciousness of the people is incredible. So, in my opinion, this is wonderful.
Yeah, I'm so happy. Today we have with us, this is a festival of films from Cuba, which is a part of our exercise. Not very long ago, we created Indo-Cuba Film and Culture Forum. Now it is a proactive organization, and I'm also thankful to His Excellency, the Ambassador of Cuba, for nominating me the chair for Indo-Cuba Film and Culture Forum. We have already offered a scholarship to the deserving student from Cuba who will be coming to India to learn cinema for a short-term course, and boarding and lodging also we are providing from our own side. Then this is another very important event where we are projecting 4 very important films from Cuba and for 2 days, and probably large number of students from AAFT and from other institutions will be able to see the real culture of Cuba sitting back into the Marwah Studios. The next program which we have already designed with Cuba is going to be a road show on tourism, and we will be inviting His Excellency once again to talk about the Cuban tourism, and we are trying to involve the fraternity from tourism and hospitality industry, and definitely from AAFT School of Hospitality and Tourism. Likewise, we have already allotted a space on MSTV for Cuban programs. We have already sanctioned commissioned programs on radio for Cuban music. So like this is the way we are trying to promote the relation between India and Cuba.
What was the first thing that attracted you to Cuba?
Now see, the Cuba is a beautiful country full of wonderful locations, and when I started surfing and started looking at the location, I found that Cuba has got anything and everything where a complete feature film can be shot. And that's my another step, because being on the board of Film Federation of India, it is my duty to highlight Cuba with the Indian film producers and directors. So that's going to be another step where we will be highlighting Cuba with the Indian filmmakers so that they can fly to Cuba and shoot Indian films there.
Sir, what would you like to say about today's event?
It's very important relation with the cultural between India and different countries to the Caribbean and Latin America. In this occasion, it's about the industrial films to Cuba. It's a very important industry in the Caribbean, in Latin America. Cuba have a strong industry, the films, and this is opportunity to share different kind of the movies, historical movie and other movies, for the people to India is coming to this event. Visualize the difference, the cinema of Cuba. Cuba is very important industry for work the co-production methodologies in the film. It's very important in Latin America. For example, Cuba have co-production to Spain, to Argentina, to Mexico, to Venezuela. It's a very, very important, and it's very important to Cuba films, the animation.
What would you say about today's program?
Oh, it's wonderful to see a film produced from Cuba, and it's wonderful that Marwah Studio has this India-Cuba Film Festival. I'm personally from South Korea, and I'm a president of India-Korea Business and Culture Forum. So I would like to have in the future even like some Indian Bollywood movies to come to be presented in Seoul, South Korea. But today it's wonderful that even someone from Seoul, South Korea to get to have a chance to see a Cuba preview of a Cuba film, and it's wonderful that His Excellency Ambassador of Cuba in India come here as an honored guest, and it's wonderful. I believe that the Marwah Studios do a great job to introduce many films from all over the world to be presented.
What would you like to say about today's program?
I was impressed. Actually, I'm surprised to be over here, but I am very impressed about the activities of the Marwah Studios and the education that is provided here. Also, I was surprised to see the movie today, the Cuban movie. So I think there is much potential, not only in India, but also in other countries to promote Cuban movies. And in the future, if Cuba and India would make movies together, counterverse, I think that would be very good. But additionally, I'd like to combine my current country, South Korea, but also Finland, in together to making some movie that would combine, because we have many matters that are similarities in the history, and we could combine the efforts starting from history and especially for the people's freedom. Give the people freedom. Many nationalities and people strive for the freedom. So did Korea, so has done Cuba, and also in India and in Finland. So I think there is a lot of potential to make interesting movies to unite the world even more.